ಹಾಯ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೀವು 12th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸಾ? ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ 50 ಡೇಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಟಫ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪೈಥಾನ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಕೋಡ್ನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಐ ಡಿ ಎಲ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಪೈಥಾನ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಟೋನೆಲ್ಲರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ನೀವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಿಂಕು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೋಡ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕೋಡ್ನ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಪಕ್ಕ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಗೋ ಆನ್.
Hi friends, in today's class we will learn about stacks. This is the program which I'll be explaining you. Don't worry if it's not very difficult. So it's around 76 lines of code. Okay. So if you see here, we have declared a class called stack. This class has constructor function. There is a isEmpty function, push function, pop function, peek function, and size function. Also, there is a magic method called as string. So if you see here, there's one more method called as main method where the programs will start executing from the main method. So what will happen when you run this program is the main function will execute first. So let's come here. Let's see what's there. So we'll create an empty stack. Okay, so this is the class instantiated. So if I click on the control and click on the stack, so if you see here, it will go to the constructor method. So this is called as class instantiation. Okay, so what's happening here is we are creating a class object called as S. Okay, and when you create this will go to the constructor method, and inside the constructor method we are defining a variable called as item, which is of type list. Okay, so now let's see what will happen here. So let's come back again to this main function here, and if you see here, let's run this program to understand it better. So I'll just right click it and say run stacks. If you see here, so it's displaying stack operation type quit to exit. So it's asking enter command. So I want start this with push. So I'll type push. So enter. So what I'll do is I want to push 30. So item 30 has been pushed. Again, I want to push. Okay, now I want to push 20. Okay, now I want to push 10. So sorry. So instead of this, I have to type push. So again, what I'll do is I'll say push. Now I'll type 10. Let's see what exactly is there in this stack right now. So I'll just type show. If you see, so there is a list with 3 elements in the stack: 30, 20, and 10. So how it's working? So let's go to the push function now. Let's come here. Okay, the first thing is, if you see here, when I try to push the item, for example, 30, 20, and 10, what exactly it's doing is, it's taking the items. Okay, let me click on this, see which is of type list. So what it's doing, it is using a append function and it's adding the item. So that is a push function. So let's again run this program. Now what we'll do is, okay, because let's push one more time, push 30, push 20, push 10. Now if let's say you want to pop it is you want to remove the item. So let's say pop. If you say now, so item 20 has been popped from the stack. So what happening here is we had only two. Again here I made a mistake again here. Okay, so what we have to do is 20 has been popped. So now what we'll do is let's go to the pop function. So what exactly pop is doing is, first it's checking if the list is empty. If there is some, if it's going to the empty function. So I'll click control and click on the empty part. If you see here, it's taking the items list and it's checking the length. So if it is 0, then what will happen? That means the list is empty. So we'll go to pop again. Okay, so first it's checking whether the list is empty, I mean the stack is empty. So if it is not empty, then what it will do is it will pop the item. Otherwise, it will say stack is empty, cannot pop. Got it? So let again run this program. Stop and run. So now we know how the push pop works. Let's see how the peak works. Again, let what we'll do is we'll say push. We'll push 30. Again, we'll say push. We'll push 20. Again, we'll say push. We'll push 10. Now what we'll do is instead of pop, we'll do peak. So what this will do is it will not remove the item from the list. What stack, what it will do is it will pick what is the topmost element now in the stack is third 10. So let's see how this works now here. So I'm going to the peak function. First again it will check whether the stack is empty. Okay. If it is not empty, what it will do is it will just return what is in the top of the list. Again, this is taking -1. The -1 is the last item which has been inserted. Okay, so if we see the list, if you go from the beginning to the end, it's 0 1 2 3 4 index. But if you want to see the last item from the list, it starts from -1 and -2 and -3 -4, something like that. Okay, so if the list is not empty, then it will pick. Otherwise, it will say stack is empty, cannot pick. So now, friends, what we'll do is again I'll run this program. By this time, what is happening is you know how the push, pop, and peak functions works. Let's again push some few more items. Push. Let's push 30. Again, say let's push it. Let's say oh okay. I have to type it push. Let me push 20. Now we have one more function called as size. Let's see how it works. So now what I'll do is I'll say size. Now if you see the stack size is 2. Let's see how this function again works. If you see here, it's using the length function and it is saying what how many items, it's checking how many items are there in the stack. This is how the size is working. Now again let's run this program. Now we know how push pop peep size works. Let's see, we also know how show works now. Okay, let's say show, because I doubt I had thought of this. Let's push some more items. Okay, 30. Okay, let's say push, let me say 20. Let me push one more items, friends. Let's say push, let me say 10. Now what we'll do is let's click on the show function. So it's showing 30, 20, and 10. Now let's come back to this code here. Okay, where is the show? Is there a show function? Yes. Push, pop. Can you see here? Peak, size. There is no form show. So what's happening here? Let's come here. Let's come here. See here. If action is equal to say, it's showing current stack. Yes. What exactly this is doing is there is a default function called as underscore underscore string. Here, if you see here, it's returning. Okay, it's converting to string the items. Okay, and this is what okay is doing the magic. So that's why reason it's called as a magic method. If there is no print, so this method executes. Okay, so friends, again let's run the program. Let's see, is anything else? There is something called as quit. Let me say quit. Hola, we are end of the program. Thanks, friends. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Thank you.